You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes from a water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the 10th film by master filmmaker Quentin Tarantino. My name is Ken. I'll start us off today by introducing my co-hosts in the studio, Neal and Jeff. How you doing, guys?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little perturbed at the amount of feet in this episode.
I was actually hoping this would be a silent film.
Yes, there's a lot of F-bombs and a lot of bare feet that have somehow walked through a desert, it seems, and they're super dirty. So
I feel like I'm really kind of making Jeff get used to the fact that I'm going to screw up the catchphrase all the time.
Right.
He's no longer getting angry at me.
That's all right. He just takes it from your account.
Yeah.
Much like Quentin Tarantino, you just wait because you know the violence is coming.
And the feet shots.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
There's a max level of feet shots in this new one, right?
There was
Once Upon a Time, yeah.
I assume there would be one or two, or maybe two, but
I think we got three, right?
There was more than three.
I can think of four off the top of my head.
There was way too many shots of feet.
Well,
that's your opinion.
Well, Neal hates feet. We know that, right?
Yes, I don't want to see bare feet.
You have the opposite of a foot fetish.
That's correct. I never even have my own feet unsocked or shoed.
That's impressive.
So,
how do you change your socks if they get dirty?
I change them, but it's a system where I put it on top of the other sock, and then the other one dissipates from the sweat.
Oh, weird.
It's a never nude foot. Speaking of foot fetishes, where is Matt?
Well, since this is a Quentin Tarantino themed game, Matt was
It's not, though.
It's not, but he was so interested by the Manson family that he went to the Spawn Ranch in Hollywood where they used to shoot westerns, where the Manson family had their HQ, and he's going there for some inspiration to write an autobiography on Marilyn Manson, which he doesn't know the difference between Charlie Manson and Marilyn Manson, but we didn't want to say anything.
Marilyn Manson's the one with the rib, right?
Yes, right. The one with the
which
one
is totally
rib.
made up, by the
one
way.
rib.
Anyways, we do have a Matt with us today, though, and that's Matthew Nobbe coming to us from Houston, Texas, and he's an Intercontinental Champion. Thank you, Matt. How you doing today?
I am doing great.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And you've written our game today, right?
I have, and it is not Quentin Tarantino themed,
right,
unfortunately.
Exactly, right. I don't know where all this came from, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'll be a senior in the fall at Texas A&M University. For the past summer, I've been working in an oil and gas construction company, and I'm a big fan of trivia, have been ever since middle school. And that's a little bit about me.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us today and for your Patreon support. And joining, I think, Neal's team today. It's going to be Neal and this gentleman versus Jeff and I. But it's Calle Fitzgerald from Buffalo, New York, and he's a United States champion. Thank you so much, and thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I am from Buffalo, and I am currently working in a school. So I'm basically just enjoying my lazy summer, just kind of doing a lot of hobbies and whatnot.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, as it should be. That's good. What kind of hobbies?
Well, a little nerdy, but I've been reading a lot of Shakespeare, doing a lot of chess, and working out.
There you go, man.
Sounds good.
That's like the original Jersey Shore gym tan laundry. It's Shakespeare, working out, and chess.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's going to do it as Samuel L. Jackson or Kurt Russell or as Quentin Tarantino himself, But let's toss it over to the rules guy for voiceover.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop. I am the cream.
I don't know. It sounded like Quentin Tarantino's poor choice of trying to do an Australian accent in Django Unchained.
Oh,
That's what it sounded like.
That one was pretty bad.
So I think me and Jeff are going to be Quentin Tarantino's Australian accent.
Ooh, that's a good team name. Callie, what are you thinking? I do like the fact that you're reading some Shakespeare right now. How about let's be, what's the name of the queen in Hamlet? I can't remember right now. Gertrude?
Gertrude, yeah.
How about queen for chess? So Queen Gertrude's traps.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
All right, we'll be Queen Gertrude's traps.
Jeez. All right. Well, without further ado, let's toss it back over to Matt and get started.
All right. So question number 1 of round 1, category is Everything's Made Up. Famous for his bald head and improv, Colin Mockery was a regular on Whose Line It Is Anyway. While playing greatest hits with fellow star Ryan Stiles, Colin created a memorable segue. Colin segues from bed-cut Philly paper to what band?
So we're looking for a segue from bed-cut Philly paper?
Correct, to a band. So he segues from bed-cut Philly paper to a specific band.
Oh, okay.
Do you think you might know it, Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, how about we probably don't have to discuss it because I really don't have an idea, but do you want to just lock in for us? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So I can't remember this particular episode. Jeff, do you have any ideas?
No, I'm really struggling on this one. I mean, I remember watching a bunch of Whose Line when I was a kid, but I just...
Let's say Wayne Brady's magnificent vocal cords.
All right, what were you thinking, Callie?
I was thinking he wanted it to rhyme, so Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, good logic there.
All right, and it is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That is correct.
Nice
Well done.
job.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right, question number 2, Japanese art, sorta. Thought up by John Boyce, scoregami is the art of building final scores that have never happened before in NFL history. Which of the following is a prime example of a scoregami? 70 to 27, 59 to 23, or 49 to 40?
Jeff, just pick one.
Okay, we're locked in.
Kelly, what's your train of thought on this?
I'm trying to do some math here, but it's not working.
Give you a clue, they're all possible.
Yeah, I guess I think from a logic standpoint, trivia logic, 70 to 27, initially you're like, there's no way someone scored 70 points, but it's making me think of like 1920s football when no one was really great. And so, like a Red Granger or something could have just like tore up a team. So that one I kind of dismiss immediately because I think it's a trick.
Pass me the ball, see?
Yeah, pass me the ball. Yeah, just go get a haircut and a beer. Pass me the ball. And then, do you need someone to do your taxes? I'm also an accountant. But so 59-23, 49-40. I'm kind of between those two. I don't know why. I feel like I've heard 49-40, but I don't know why that's sticking out to me. So I'm not sure. Where's your head at?
Yeah, like on first glance, I find it hard to believe that wouldn't be. But yeah, I would probably go 49-40, I guess.
Okay, I'm between that and 59-23. If you want to, if you'd rather go 59-23, we can do that.
No, let's do 49-40.
Okay. All right, we're locked in.
And we're going 59-23.
All right, so I asked for the prime example, and it would be 59-23, both of those being prime numbers. This never happened in NFL history.
Oh, prime.
Good job, us.
That's just prime.
All right, question number 3, where's the money? In the movie The Big Lebowski, the dude enjoys a few white Russians while trying to get his rug back that really tied the room together. Maude shows the dude a porno that features Bunny Lebowski and a cable man that shows up to fix the cable. What is the name of that porno?
Oh,
I think I'm good to lock in on this one.
Oh, I feel bad, Callie, because this is one movie that is a blind spot in my movie knowledge.
I have seen it, but it's been way too long.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it in high school, and I do not know it as well. Like one of my friends, it's his favorite movie of all time, so he knows it backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
But
So probably called Queen Gertrude's Traps.
yeah, exactly. If it's a cable guy, I guess we could say, how about cord cutters? I don't know. It doesn't sound like a porno, but
It doesn't.
cord cutter sounds like a cautionary tale about getting your tubes tied. So yeah, we'll just say cord cutters. Why not?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how this relates to cable as well, but for some reason the term log jammers was just sticking in my head. Pretty sure it's somewhere in Big Lebowski, so he said log jammers.
So it's log jammin', which is pretty close. It's up to y'all if you want to give it to him, but the official title was log jammin'.
That's up to you. Host
Neil,
discretion.
Okay.
I don't care.
I'll say, yeah. I mean, it has nothing to do with cable, so I'll give it to him. It was close enough.
Sorry, Calle. That's my blind
That's
spot
fine.
there.
Thanks for the points.
This is a trivia where we would write the end of it real vaguely to see if we could.
Log jammin'.
Log Jammin' featuring score by Bob Marley.
Yeah. Bunny Lebowski and Peter Stormare, yeah.
Yeah, see, I know that, Calle. But, you know.
He's a nihilist.
All right. Question number 4, eighth wonder of the world. The Memphis Pyramid, known to the locals as the Pyramid, has had many uses since its opening in November 9th, 1991, for being a basketball arena to a music venue and now a Bass Pro Shop. And speaking of music, what old-time rock and roll band is said to be the last to perform inside the Pyramid on February 3rd, 2007?
I think I have an idea, Calle, but I can
do I.
Talk it out with you.
It's up to you then. Lock it in?
Okay, we'll lock in.
So, Calle, I'm thinking his clue, old-time rock and roll, which is Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. I don't know.
I couldn't remember the name, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure if he's just looking for Silver Bullet Band, but I would assume it's Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Are you okay to lock that in?
Yes.
All right, that's our answer.
And we too went Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
And it is, in fact, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. I put that in there just if you pick it up.
Way to turn the page on that question.
So now we know there's hints in these.
I know they're really well written too, and I was not like paying attention to the details.
Yeah, if the game goes on long enough, we'll have to watch out for his night moves.
Because exactly, because the devil's in the details and is also sitting next to me.
Are we done?
We're done.
All right, Matt. Question 5, please.
All right, question 5, seeking verification. Started back in August of 2017, this popular meme has now amassed over 43,000 Twitter followers. You may have seen their posters, stickers, or even their billboard in Memphis, but tell me what these jokesters claim aren't real, that the government created to spy on us.
I have an idea, Calle, just as like a really bad guess. I mean, it seems too simple, but I can just lock it in if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it. Nothing's coming.
Yeah, I'm completely lost here.
What would the government use to spy on us?
Cell phones.
Cell phones aren't real?
I can't remember the joke.
I was thinking something along those lines.
It's something really absurd, like something that's really like physical and palpable. I don't know. Let's just guess cell phones.
Okay.
I'm not going to come up with it. I'm too far away.
Yeah, I was too far away too. I just put aliens aren't real. I know it's not right. But.
So it's birds aren't real.
Yep.
They have little cameras inside their heads, a bunch of pigeons, pull their head back and there's a camera sticking out.
That's right. Oh, man.
Never heard of it.
Looks like after 5 questions, QT's Aussie accent has 30 points, and Queen Gertrude's Traps has 20 points. So pretty close game so far.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit more heavy lifting here to get back in the game.
All right, question number 6. Whales are killer. Released in July of 2013, the CNN Films documentary follows the life of Tilikum, a captive killer whale that has taken the lives of several people. Name this documentary that makes people ask the question, why does SeaWorld exist?
Believe we are locked in on this one.
Hold on, I've just got to pull it out of my head. It's
cast a reel in there, see if you can draw it out.
It's one about the SeaWorld killer whale, I think, that everyone saw it, and then no one wanted to go to SeaWorld anymore. It's Black
Dahlia.
Swan.
We're really going to screw him up.
Or we'll lead him right to the answer.
He's doing the alphabet. Here we go.
Not Black Water.
Back in black.
Black fish. It's not Black Fish. Oh, this is going to kill me. Oh, I can see the poster too. Blackfish. Is it just Blackfish? I guess we're just gonna go Blackfish.
Final answer.
Yeah.
It's Blackfish.
Oh God.
I was afraid you were going to jump off of it. It is Blackfish.
I was hoping you would jump off of it.
Oh, sorry about that. At least we got it, so it's good.
Long last.
All right. Question number 7. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
Blackfish.
Born in Springfield, Massachusetts in 1904, this children's author has written and illustrated over 60 books. Name this author who's written books such as The Cat in the Hat and The Lorax under the pen name Dr. Seuss.
We're good.
You remember his name?
Yeah.
Okay. We're locked in.
I'm pretty sure it's Theodore Geisel.
Oh, good. Because I was going to make the mistake of, and the first thing that popped in my head was Elie Wiesel, who wrote
El Wiesel.
Yes, Elie Wiesel, yeah. And I always confused that name with Theodore Geisel, but you're absolutely right.
Two very different.
Very different. So yeah, let's go with your answer, Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah, we said Theodore, quote unquote, Seuss Geisel.
And that is correct. Theodore Seuss Geisel is his full name.
So wait, what's the quote unquote for? Like he actually wasn't Dr. Seuss? Like there was a pseudonym?
I can't remember if Seuss was his middle name or if that was just a pen name. I don't believe he was a doctor in any capacity, but
Seuss was his middle name. It was Theodore Seuss Geisel.
Okay.
It's a doctor of whimsy.
What type of center do you go to with your card to get something from a doctor of whimsy? What would that be?
What?
If you have a medical card for a doctor of whimsy, what would he give you? What would he prescribe? Just rhymes or
psychedelics?
I guess psychedelics. Yeah, you're right. Or a Lorax. Take this Lorax, and it's just Danny DeVito in your hand. I want to go to a laundromat.
I like trees.
All right. Question number 8. The City of Lights. Located in the northern part of France, it's the capital city of Paris. Home to attractions such as the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre, it's the largest city in France. But tell me, within 2, how many Parises are in the United States? And this is according to geotarget.com.
Just guess, Jeff, and lock in.
Paris Hilton. I'm curious.
Michael Jackson's daughter.
Yes. Write down a number. I'm going to write down a number, and I want to see where we're at.
Nice. It was not that number.
Oh.
You mean niece?
Okay,
Niece.
so there's one number in between our 2 numbers.
All right, do it.
Done.
Okay, so Callie, Matt, just to confirm, you just went within how many?
Within 2.
Within 2. Okay, so I know there's Paris, Texas. It was a movie.
Damn Neil and his movie knowledge.
Do you know any other Parises? I know there's like another one in the Heartland, I think, like in Missouri or Kansas or something.
I can't think of any others, but I don't know. I was just thinking like maybe 5.
I was thinking similar. So, I mean, if we go 3, we can get 5 and we can, well, I know there's 1 for sure in Paris, Texas. And I think there's 2. So do you want to go 3 and then we'll get 5 and 1?
Sure.
Okay. That's our answer.
We went a little higher. We thought maybe there's a bunch of them we just haven't heard of. So we said 10.
So there are actually 22 Parises in the United States.
Wow.
And like 4 of them are in Wisconsin.
That's really confusing.
That is really, that's crazy.
All right, question number 9. Taxes are the worst. In the game of Monopoly, friendships are ruined and families are torn apart. And while it's one of my favorite games, I always hate when I land on the luxury tax. Name the 2 original properties that are on either side of the luxury tax.
I think I know it.
All right, I'm leaving it to Jeff on this one, so we're going to lock in with whatever Jeff writes.
Yeah, Friendship Ruiner, that game is.
I don't know anything about Monopoly. I don't share Matt's enthusiasm for it just because I'm not good at it. I know some of the names of places. How about you?
Yeah, I know some of the names, but I couldn't really place where they are on the board.
Isn't there one that's like Saint something?
There is. What is it?
And I'm thinking...
is it St. James Place?
Yeah, let's go with St. James Place because that's an old one. I feel like that's an original. And then maybe just for the fact that Pennsylvania Avenue is where the White House is, we'll go with that one.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, those are ours.
Those are orange and green tiles, so I don't think they are adjacent. But originally I was thinking the obvious choice was between Boardwalk and Park Place, but I thought that was I thought there's like maybe a chance or something there. So we went with Mediterranean and Baltic Avenues.
Ooh, you should have went with your first thought. It was Boardwalk and Park Place.
Darn.
I had no idea what you guys were saying, but Park Place I know is an old one.
Sorry, Ken. Second guess myself.
It's okay.
You are the Monopoly expert.
Not really.
All right, question number 10. Who Run the World? Created and starring Rachel Bloom, this TV show follows the life of the Harvard and Yale educated Rebecca Bunch. Name this show that premiered on October 12th, 2015 on the CW.
I know this one, Calle, if you don't know it.
I do not.
Okay, we're going to lock in over here with Queen Gertrude's Traps.
And we're good too. Yeah?
I'll leave it to you.
You don't know?
I don't remember.
It's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
It's My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
It's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. That is correct.
At the end of round 1, looks like we have taken a slight lead at QT's Aussie accent with 60 points. Queen Gertrude's Traps needs to do a few more shrugs. They have 50 points.
So it's pretty hot today outside, Ken, and I know you were fiending some ice cream yesterday because it was hot yesterday as well. Did you end up getting that vegan ice cream that you were searching high and low for?
Yeah, so I kind of had a bad day the other day, and I was really hoping to get some of that vegan ice cream from Baskin-Robbins that they just introduced. So I drive down there, which is very uncharacteristic, me just going out for ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was in a bad mood, need some sugar. I go there, I look at the signs, I go, is this the vegan one? They go, yeah. I go, this one right here, right? No dairy. Yeah. Okay, I'll have that one. So I get my scoop, I go into my dark car, I open it up, I start eating. By the time I get home, it's like half gone. I look at it, and there's like Oreos in it. And there's not supposed to be Oreos in the vegan kind. So I'm like, this is dairy, I'm going to have a stomach ache. But I still want the vegan ice cream, so I go back. I go through the drive-thru this time. I was like, hey, I'm just here. I don't think you gave me the vegan kind. I think your tubs are switched up according to the signs. Can I have the vegan kind? She comes back with a cup of the same kind. So I pull around again. Finally, third time's a charm. Got my vegan ice cream. Didn't even want it at that point. It was an hour later. My stomach hurt from the dairy.
Did you eat it or no?
I had about half of it.
How was it?
It was fine.
Okay. It was as all that for something that was just okay, I guess.
It probably would have been better had I not chased it with real ice cream.
Well, I guess anyone who's looking forward to Baskin-Robbins vegan ice cream,
just go to Whole Foods and pick up a...
You heard it here first. It's fine. That's hilarious.
I'm looking forward to these Impossible Whoppers, though.
Yeah?
From Burger King. Yeah. See how that goes.
We can play Impossible Whopper where I get one and you try to get it and I won't let you have it.
I'll have to rappel down from the ceiling on a cable.
Okay, Matt, so what do you have in store for us for the swing round today?
Yep, the swing round's titled They Drive a What? So I'm going to give you a car and the actor or actors who drove it, and I'm going to need you to give me the name of the film that it appears in.
This is going to be a team effort if there ever was one, Ken.
This is all Calle.
All right, so number 1 is a green 1986 Chrysler Baron Town & Country, driven by John Candy and Steve Martin. Number 2, a blue 1967 Plymouth Belvedere GTX, driven by David Spade and Chris Farley. Number 3, a red 1961 Ferrari 250 GT SWB California Spider, driven by Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
Number 4 is a black 1977 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, driven by Burt Reynolds. Number 5 is a red 2006 Subaru Impreza WRX GD, driven by Ansel Elgort. Number 6 is a yellow 1977 Chevy Camaro, driven by Shia LaBeouf. Number 7, a green 1979 Ford LTD Country Squire station wagon, driven by Chevy Chase. Number 8, a black and white 1974 Dodge Monaco, driven by John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Number 9, a cream 1963 Volkswagen Beetle, driven by Lindsay Lohan. And number 10, an orange 1969 Dodge Charger, driven by Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville.
All right. While we think through these answers, it would not really be a episode of Triviality unless I plugged Patreon, right, Ken?
It would behoove you to talk about Patreon.
As it is the support system for our show. So if you're interested in supporting the show directly with a monetary monthly subscription, you can do so at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. Link is in the show notes. And for your donation to us, there's a lot of great perks there, including bonus episodes. We mail out stickers and letters to our patrons. We give you a shout out on Facebook. There are just so many things there, and there's something for everybody. So if you want to check us out, please do. We'd be very grateful for your support.
Yeah, and we were just talking about how Matt selected Jeff's special character box, and he'll be getting that in the mail shortly.
That is correct. Intercontinental champions get to select one of their hosts, and we curate a special box, which we ship to the patron.
And he made a huge mistake by picking Jeff, we think.
I mean, at most, he made a tiny, huge mistake.
Should have picked Ken.
And Callie's getting a poster in the mail, which is good, as well as Matt. But
those posters turned out really well.
They did.
They're signed by all of us. Whichever one you choose, we've got a couple different options there.
Jeff is by far in the lead in terms of character boxes.
I think he is. Yeah, you're right. He is in the lead. I'm last. Matt's second. Matt and Ken are second.
Neil wasted no time pointing that out.
One of the great things about Patreon, too, while we're on the subject, today we're actually going to be fulfilling a couple of the wagers that we had a while back. So
finally,
if you're a Patreon subscriber, you're going to see the video of Matt and Ken getting a pie in the face.
Oh, yeah.
And you're also going to see a video of me and Ken playing DDR. So that's exclusively on
So I've got the
Patreon.
hardest job today.
Yeah, exactly. So it should be fun. So yeah, join us over there, just like our guest and host today.
All right, let's review this swing round and see how we did.
All right, so number one was a green 1986 Chrysler Baron Town and Country, driven by John Candy and Steve Martin.
We said that was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, featuring a character named Neal. That would be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's correct, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. All right, number two, a blue 1967 Plymouth Belvedere GTX, driven by David Spade and Chris Farley.
For this one, we were between Black Sheep and Tommy Boy, and we felt Tommy Boy was the more popular of the two, so we went with Tommy Boy.
And we also had Tommy Boy.
And Tommy Boy is correct.
Did you eat paint chips as a kid? I just love that line.
By the way, as he's reading the car, he might as well be like, and then I just hear the actors. That's how the question sounds to me.
All right, number three, a red 1961 Ferrari 250 GT SWB California Spider, driven by Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, I knew this one without the actor hint. This is the car in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, you were a little unsure at the end of that name there, I think. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Correct, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. All right, number four.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
Because you're like Ferris Bueller's...
I'm like that all the time.
Day in school?
I'm not a parade float...
Did he go to school?
I'm not a parade float leader, Neil. Just a guy in a studio.
You know who has a cameo in Ferris Bueller's Day Off who makes out with Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing, right? Bueller's sister?
No.
All right, put this in your pipe and smoke it and remember it. Charlie Sheen, Jeff. Charlie Sheen.
That's right, yep. I'm more of the Ben Stein cameo kind of guy.
All right, number four, a black 1977 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, driven by Burt Reynolds.
Sorry.
You all right?
I'm sorry, Matt. I thought you said Burnt Reynolds. Oh my god.
Well, maybe now.
He is smoky.
I was gonna say we're headed eastbound and down with this one, I think.
I'm sorry.
We said Smokey and the Bandit.
We also said Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit is correct. All right, number five, a red 2006 Subaru Impreza WRX GD.
Yep, this is one of my favorite movies from that year, Baby Driver.
Yep, also probably one of my favorite movies of that year too. I dressed up as him for Halloween with Colleen. It was Baby Driver.
You were Ansel Elgort in The Fault in Our Stars?
I was. Yeah, I chopped off part of my leg.
Put that scorpion on your jacket, right?
Yeah, I put the scorpion on the back of my jacket. And
wait a minute.
And then I stole a painting called The Goldfinch, and yeah.
Oh, this is all screwed up.
You're just an Ansel Elgort Halloween costume, all of his roles in one, which is not that many.
That's
but
Drive. That's Ryan Gosling.
That's Ryan Klefkorn-Meyer's favorite costume is Ansel Elgort.
Alrighty. Number 6, a yellow 1977 Chevrolet Camaro driven by Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, there's more than meets the eye to this question.
Because it's basically a Chevrolet advertisement with explosions in the background.
Right, Transformers.
And also Transformers here.
Yes, it was Transformers.
I used to be able to do the noise really good, and I can't do it now.
You sure?
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just sound like I'm like a parent in a Peanuts cartoon.
The muted trumpet.
Alrighty, number 7, a green 1979 Ford LTD Country Squire station wagon driven by Chevy Chase.
We're gonna go with National Lampoon Vacation.
Oh, he did the he pulled it at the last second there. Yes, despite it being summer, it is National Lampoon's Vacation.
It is. I was hoping he wasn't going to put the summer in there. I'm happy he didn't.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion between me and Jeff about whether it was summer vacation or vacation, and we agreed together it was summer vacation. But then I just had a feeling, and I didn't. I wanted to seize the control away from Jeff, basically.
All right, number 8, a black and white 1974 Dodge Monaco driven by John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd.
Blues Brothers.
Yeah, this is sadly the only one I could have come up with on my own. Blues Brothers.
It is in fact the Blues Brothers.
I'm really surprised. I thought you were a huge fan of this next one.
Yeah, number 9, a cream 1963 Volkswagen Beetle driven by Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah,
I know Jeff's a fan of it.
Well, I'm a fan of the originals, of course, but no, we went Herbie Fully Loaded.
Yeah, this is Matt, even though he's not here. His favorite movie of all time, Herbie Fully Loaded.
Yeah, I buy that. He's got no taste.
Except disdain.
Number 10, an orange 1969 Dodge Charger driven by Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, this one took me a second because this movie just got buried, but...
Yep. This is, of course, Jessica Simpson's The Dukes of Hazzard.
Jessica Simpson. She directed it.
Jessica Simpson joined.
Yep.
And we also had Dukes of Hazzard.
And that is correct. When I was looking up this question, this movie has like a 13 on Rotten Tomatoes. It was not well received.
It was not. No, you're right.
So I believe both teams were perfect in that swing round, right?
Yeah, is that the first time ever where both teams were perfect?
Possibly.
Maybe. I'm pretty proud of that, though. It brings QT's Aussie accent to 110 and Queen Gertrude's Traps to 100.
All right. And for round 2, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Take it away.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Question number 1. These is red bottoms. Christian Louboutin has been designing shoes since he was a teenager. Famed for bringing back the popularity of the stiletto, his shoes have been well known ever since. But what famous pop artist drawings gave the idea to Christian to add the red bottom?
Is that all right?
I've got no idea. You can go for it.
All right, we're locking in.
So we're looking for the pop artist that inspired him to put the red on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I hear pop artist, I think of Andy Warhol, but I don't know. Do you have any other ideas?
Yeah, the only two that came to mind were Andy Warhol, maybe like the Campbell Soup, or the ones with the same like basically our Patreon poster, actually, our Warhol poster. Or
not designed by Andy Warhol.
Not designed by Andy Warhol. Or Liechtenstein comes to mind.
Yeah, because he did like the comic influenced.
Yeah, with all the dots and stuff. And I didn't know if there was like a red thing in there, but I feel like, it's probably, like you said, it's probably Warhol because he was a little bit more famous, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you're cool with that, I'm good with your answer on that.
Yeah, let's go with Warhol.
You're not going Banksy from the Girl with Red Balloon?
We are not.
Yeah, when I hear pop artists, I just go straight to Warhol, and I don't think about it too much.
It was, in fact, Andy Warhol. It was his painting of, it was like either flowers or roses, but he credits Andy Warhol for the idea of the red bottom.
Oh.
Alrighty, question number 2 of round 2. I can see clearly. Although usually dark brown, the iris can be a variety of colors, including blue or green. What land mammal has the largest eyes by size and has a pretty good field of view except for their blind spot directly in front and behind of them? It's just the size of the eye, not body size, but largest eyes by the physical size of the eye.
Oh, okay. Trying to think of what direction the eyes are facing on all these animals. It's a little weird.
Yeah, the can't see behind them is
It's
interesting.
like draw this from memory and it's all wrong, you know.
Speaking of what you're saying, I saw on Twitter someone it was a real car, and then someone put, this looks like the type of car you draw when you're a little kid, and it looked exactly like the box with like the weird wheels. It was really good.
I'm gonna lock in.
So Calle, I wrote down 6 possible answers. They could be off or on. It was just off the top of my head, and then we can hear what you think. I just put emu, ostrich, rhino, hippo, which I don't know if that's considered a land animal, probably not, elephant, and then horse.
It's a fair question.
So I'm not sure out of those if there's anything that makes sense in there or what you were thinking.
Clarification, did you say land mammal or land animal?
Land mammal.
Okay.
So my thinking is elephants, by the sheer size of them, their eyes are on the side.
Are they? I don't know.
I think. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe they aren't. I keep looking at animated images in
I
my head.
really don't know what animals look like.
Yeah.
Rhino, I don't think they have particularly large eyes. Hippos do have big eyes, but I don't think they're on the side. Maybe they aren't. And then horses, I just know, have huge eyes, and I feel like they don't like when you're behind them because they can't see you, and then they kick you. And if you're in front of them, they just use their eyes to like run straight.
Like that guy in the extra scene of The Last Samurai.
Yes.
In the cutscene. She gets kicked in the groin by a horse. Yikes.
So what are you thinking, Calle?
Yeah, I was like trying to think of animals that move sideways, but not really getting anywhere with that train of thought. But I like the logic behind horse.
Yeah, after talking with Jeff, he provided some scientific explanations, and I said I remember these eyes being pretty big in the ring. So we said horse.
And it is a horse.
Yeah, what made me think of it was in War Horse, Spielberg does a shot in the horse's eye, and you see the little girl in France open up the barn doors, and I was like, those are big eyes. So that's what made me think of it.
I know you had mentioned elephant, and when I was researching this, a lot of people commented. This made me realize how small elephants' eyes are compared to everybody else's. Mm-hmm. All right, question number 3. That's a funny word. A bibliophile is someone who loves books. A logophile is someone who loves words, and a musicophile is someone who, loves music. But what does a pogonophile love?
Someone who loves pogs.
Now, Matt would definitely be that. That's for sure. Yeah, and all I'm getting is pogo as in pogo sticks, so like someone who loves jumping, which would mean, so I don't know. I mean, I'll let you, whatever you want to lock in with, I'm good with, because I'm sort of lost on
We're going to lock in.
Very good. Okay. I'm not getting close to any of the etymology here.
Yeah, let's just lock in with jumping.
Sure.
And we think a pogophile is somebody who loves System of a Down.
It's actually someone who loves beards.
Oh.
I know a few of those.
Well, we got a lot of beards in the studio today.
All right. All right. Question number 4. Science has gone too far. Ed Hedrick was once the head of research and development for Whammo. Known for their creation of the hula hoop, the slip and slide, and the hacky sack, Whammo is a household name for children's toys. But what Whammo toy was Ed Hedrick turned into after his death in 2002?
Oh,
turned into?
Yeah, I think I know this.
I think I kind of know this one too.
Turn him into a Mr. Potato Head, just start sticking stuff in him.
I sort of remember hearing that now. I could be wrong. Do you have another idea?
No.
Okay.
What do you think, Calle? I have like a random idea, but
I feel like there's one specific Whammo toy that he didn't mention in the question that I can't remember.
Well, when he said turned into, I was just trying to think of what you could do to the human body. I don't know what I'm saying. This is the human body, and I was thinking maybe like Etch-a-Sketch, and I don't know if Whammo makes that or
gross.
If Etch-a-Sketch.
I think it's like ashes inside of an Etch-a-Sketch.
Magnetized ashes.
Or maybe there's just one Etch-a-Sketch that has ashes and magnetized stuff in it, and his family gets to like recreate his.
Hey kids, you know when you shake the Etch-a-Sketch and you hear the shaking? That's a person in there.
It's Grandpa.
Hey kids.
Okay, so by the sound of this laughter, I must be way off, like Samsonite.
I mean, it does make sense.
I
was thinking like a yo-yo or a frisbee or something.
I was thinking frisbee or yo-yo as well. So, I mean, do you think that they could have, I don't know, like molded him into some sort of plastic then, I suppose? Or I'm just trying to think of a Whammo product that would have like, I guess it wouldn't have ashes in it now. That would be insane.
When I die, can you turn my skin into a paper that kids can puncture as part of like a light bright?
Oh my God. Oh, that's like a dystopian movie. Whatever you think, Calle, because I must be way off if people are laughing at my Etch-a-Sketch idea.
Let's go with Frisbee.
Frisbee? Okay.
That's really funny. I thought I had heard that the guy who invented the Pringles can was put into a can of Pringles, and the guy who invented the Frisbee was turned into a Frisbee. So we went Frisbee.
And it is a Frisbee.
Oh, nice job.
There was a lot of dark humor around this one. People were like, "Oh no, don't get Dad stuck on the roof." It's like
so you can always play Ultimate Frisbee with Dad then.
And to Frisbee we all shall return.
Some people get really into them and start to frolf. So
don't frolf.
All right, question number 5. All aboard the USS Guppy. Captain Crunch is a popular cereals with varieties such as Crunch Berries and Peanut Butter Crunch. But a little known fact about the captain is that his real name is Horatio Magellan Crunch, named after Ferdinand Magellan. What is Ferdinand Magellan known for that was completed by Juan Sebastian Elcano?
Yep.
Okay, we're locked in.
Didn't he die in the middle of circumnavigating the Earth?
I believe so. Like I don't know what the simple answer would be, that he sailed around the world.
Yeah.
It was definitely not around the world in 80 days. That's for sure.
No.
It was quite a few years.
But yeah, I agree with you. We want to go with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he died near the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's the one who gets all the credit for circumnavigating the globe, despite the fact that he died part of the way through it. So.
Yep. The guy in the box, Captain Crunch, is known for circumnavigating the Earth. That's what he's known for. Even though he didn't complete it, it was completed by somebody else.
I don't know what the big deal is. Don't most American babies get circumnavigated at birth?
I'm just really interested now how I could become famous for achieving something and then like die before I finish it, but still get all the credit. That sounds pretty sweet.
Hey, every bite of Captain Crunch is just a little bit of Magellan in there.
All right.
Score recap, Ken? Score recap?
That's how you know it's the Crunch.
This episode is Oops, All Triviality. After 5 questions in round 2, it looks like we are at 150 at QT's Aussie accent and 140 for Queen Gertrude's Traps.
All righty. Question number 6, sports science. Back in 2011, in a soccer match between Claypole and Victoriano Arenas, super referee Damian Rubino handed out a few red cards. Well, not just a few, 36 to be exact. And speaking of 36, what element is number 36 on the periodic table?
All right, we've got our guest locked in.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's your favorite element?
It's not my favorite, but I'm feeling Mercury.
Mercury? Okay. Mercury is in retrograde.
Oh, no.
All right. So, we'll lock in with Callie's answer of Mercury.
I happen to know that Mercury is 80.
Okay.
Close.
Yeah, close. Yeah.
So, but what I don't know is this one. I kept thinking with all the clues about being red, I thought maybe it was iron, because iron's 26. But I can't remember if there's if the extra amount starts up in this next row or one more row after. So I got confused. I thought maybe we were around cobalt. So we guessed cobalt.
So there was a hint in the question. I said super referee, and the answer was krypton.
Oh, okay.
Number 7, cultural phenomenon. Between the years of 1969 and 1971, Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison died. And then in 1994, Kurt Cobain died. And then 17 years later, Amy Winehouse died. All these deaths have something in common. What is it?
We're locked in.
Yep.
I think I know this, Calle.
Yeah.
Is it that they were all 23?
Oh, I thought they were 27.
Oh, maybe it's 27. No, yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah, Amy Winehouse was closer to 30. Yeah, that's right. I knew it was an age, but you're saying 27?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's lock in with the age I'm currently in right now. All right, 27.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. 12 years ago.
12.
Yep, we locked in with the 27 Club that they're all 27 years old.
Yep, they were part of the 27 Club. And they were all 27 when they passed away.
Oh, I'm thinking of the number 23, the Jim Carrey movie. That's what I had in my head.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
This is deja vu. I'm sure you said this exact thing last time this question came up.
Alrighty, number 8. That speech was huge. This president's inauguration speech is the longest in history, totaling more than 8,400 words. But unlike his long speech, he had the shortest presidency in the history after dying just 31 days after he was inaugurated. Who is this president?
I wish you didn't go that far, but we'll take it.
So this is the drunk history where the guy got the flu or whatever from his speech because he was outside and it was cold.
Consumption.
And he had no jacket on or whatever, and then he died. Do you happen to know, is it Buchanan, Van Buren?
I thought it was one of the Harrisons, either
Harrison.
Benjamin or William Henry.
Okay. So yeah, you'd have a better point of reference than I would. I know the person, I know the history. So if you think it's a Harrison, I suppose we can't just say Harrison.
That guy from Pawn Stars?
I don't know how Neil doesn't know this by now.
I know. You guys talk about it all the time. That's why I keep saying, is it Buchanan? No. Maybe it is Harrison. Rutherford B. Hayes. That's not a president, is it?
It is.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was a funk star. Rutherford B. Hayes. Rutherford B. Hayes.
Chester Arthur.
Yeah, whatever you want to go with.
Okay, let's go with Benjamin Harrison.
Okay.
We're going to go with William Henry Harrison.
Oh, no.
It was William Henry Harrison.
Old Tippecanoe, right, Ken?
Tippecanoe and Tyler, too.
Sorry, Calle. I just knew the history. I did not know anything to help there.
Oh, no, sorry. I mixed him up.
Yeah, he did have pneumonia. He was like 48 degrees outside, and he refused to wear a coat, hat, or gloves.
Sounds like Jeff.
For his entire speech.
Because it makes you look less cool.
That makes so much sense. So if he was what would you say? What was the degrees?
It's 48.
So 48 degrees with no coat, and he died. No wonder 98 degrees never has a shirt on because they're always hot. Okay.
I'd like to die right now.
Last time you make a Nicolas Shea joke in my presence, Neil.
Jessica Simpson is okay, as established earlier in this game.
Maybe just one night more. Okay.
I'm not going to give you una noche, Neil. Get the f*** out of here.
Alrighty, question number 9. That's who that is. This Anglo-Scottish actress was born November 5th, 1960 in London, England. She attended West Heath for a period of her childhood and was classmates with Princess Diana. And while studying politics at Cambridge, she joined the Communist Party. Name this actress who you probably know as the Ancient One.
Yeah.
Finally came around.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't know this one, Calle, I can lock in.
We're locked in, too.
I do not.
Okay. We're going to lock in with the actress who you're never quite sure if she's in the movie, and if she is in the movie, you don't know which character she is sometimes. We're going to go with Tilda Swinton.
Yep. Tilda Swinton was in Doctor Strange as the Ancient One, so I'm glad he finally dropped in that clue.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was Tilda Swinton. Alrighty, question number 10. Out of this world. Launched in November of 1998, the International Space Station is a joint project between 5 space agencies, including NASA. But if you were to receive a call from the International Space Station, which American city's area code would you see? And I do have a hint if you want it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, the hint is the area code is 281.
So our host is from Houston. There's a space station in Houston, and there's one in Florida.
I don't believe the space station is in Houston, Neil.
It is not?
No.
Then why is there a problem, Jeff?
NASA's in Houston.
They're calling Houston.
Hammer drop. There is a space station in Houston. So I'm
no,
thinking,
the space station is in space, Neil.
Oh, you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about where they launch the rockets from. That's what I meant. Where they launch
also
rockets.
Not Houston.
Someone's launching rockets in Houston. And that's probably the Astros.
I was going to say the basketball team.
So, Calle, I'm thinking somewhere in Texas or somewhere in Florida.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I'm trying to remember where in Florida what do you call it? Not a space station then? What's it called? Where the rockets are, Jeff?
Well, it's Cape Canaveral, right?
Cape Canaveral, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember if the space area is in Dallas or either Dallas or somewhere in Florida or Houston. I don't know.
Okay, let's just go with Houston.
Okay.
Yep, we had a problem with this question, and we went with Houston.
And it is Houston.
So you're ribbing me over here, and I'd say Houston the whole time, and you're making me question myself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a strategy, Neil. So I think it's Cape Canaveral is the Kennedy Space Center, I believe is what they call it, but I don't have a better name for it. So
Okay, regulation is now over. It looks like QT's Aussie accent. Me and Jeff have 190, and Neil and Calle 170 over at Queen Gertrude's Traps.
Before we throw it over to Matt for the final round, make sure to join us over at The Crop, where you can interact with other listeners when we drop episodes every Tuesday, or bonus episodes on Wednesdays or Fridays, different
or
points.
Whenever I feel like it.
Or whenever Jeff feels like it.
They're bonus.
And yeah, we have a lot of fun conversations over there, and we that's where we announce all of our new Patreon supporters, and there's some questions of the week and polls that Matt puts up. Our Matt, he puts
these
them
polls
up.
are getting crazy. I love them.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy. So join us over there.
Interactions from our listeners. Sometimes they drop questions in too.
Yep, questions, comments, pictures. It's everything you dreamed of. We're almost at 600, so if you join, put us over 600, that'd be great. And one more thing, Jeff was talking about the ratings on iTunes. We're almost at 200 ratings. So if you'd like to take the time to give us a rating, we would love 5 stars if we're worthy of it. And if not, we still appreciate your rating because we'd like to get up to 200 ratings.
Yeah, so not only rate, but also review would be very helpful. We do appreciate that.
And as we said on another episode, we are known as
3 fun guys and their friend.
3 fun guys and their friend.
So we're waiting to see which one of us is the friend, although I think we all know. But
3 fun guys, a friend, and a podcast.
Yep. Let's get the final round going. What are the categories?
All right, so the categories for the final round are Somebody Once Told Me, The World Is Gonna Roll Me, I Ain't the Sharpest, Tool on the Shed.
Well, I hope at the end of this we're not looking kind of dumb, Ken. So
Okay, the wagers are all in at this point, so let's get the questions for the final round.
All right, question number 1, category is Somebody Once Told Me. In Thor Ragnarok, we meet a vile villain named Hela. She is presented as the firstborn daughter of Odin and the sister of Thor and Loki, but it turns out she really isn't Odin's daughter. According to Norse mythology, who is Hela or Hel's real father? All right, question number 2, the world. The world is actually tilted on its axis, known to scientists and astronomers as the Earth's obliquity, and allows the Earth to have seasons as it rotates. The tilt is caused by the distribution of mass on the planet, and with all the glaciers in the northern point of the globe, Earth is a bit top-heavy. But by how many degrees is the Earth tilted? Question number 3 is gonna roll me. Sushi is a popular food all over the world, originating in Japan. It was first created to preserve fish and fermented rice. Today there are tons of different sushi rolls from the California to the Shaggy Dog, but in what century was the first sushi roll served? And question number 4, I ain't the sharpest. Cheddar cheese is the second most popular cheese in the United States and comes pretty close to being first. But what cheese, which Americans consume 11.72 pounds per capita per year, reigns supreme? And finally, question number 5, tool in the shed. Synthetic diamonds are created using intense heat and pressure on a seed diamond to grow. These diamonds are used in a lot of industrial applications, including cutting tools. And in the 1950s, the first industrial diamond was put up for sale by what powerful company that is still around today?
Okay, great questions. We're going to think about these answers and get back to you. Through the power of editing, we have come up with our answers in mere seconds.
Wow.
So let's
so fast.
Let's go over these answers.
Alrighty, question number 1. Somebody once told me, in Thor Ragnarok, we meet a vile villain named Hela. She is presented as the firstborn daughter of Odin and the sister of Thor and Loki, but it turns out she really isn't Odin's daughter. According to Norse mythology, who is Hela or Hel's real father?
All right.
Man, I'm pretty mad because I looked at a family tree of the whole Norse mythology before, and I just cannot remember. We were like, maybe it was a frost giant, but we couldn't remember their names, so we just said maybe Loki was the dad.
Yeah, would you wager?
I'm seeing a Maury Povich style. You
Loki,
are the father.
You are the father for 20 points.
20 points. Yeah, we wagered 30 points all the way down. We just decided to go big or go home. And this is really the only one that I knew off the top of my head. The Norse mythology family tree is pretty crazy when it comes to Loki, because he's a trickster, and Loki is Hela's father, I believe.
And that is correct. Loki is the father of Hela. I think her mother is like some giant who also gave birth to like a horse with 6 legs. So Norse mythology's got some wild stories. Alrighty, number 2, the world. The world is actually tilted on its axis, known to scientists and astronomers as the Earth's obliquity. It allows Earth to have a season as it rotates. The tilt is caused by the distribution of mass on the planet, and with all the glaciers in the northern point of the globe, Earth is a bit top-heavy. But by how many degrees is the Earth tilted?
I couldn't remember exactly. We wagered 20 on this, as we did for all of them. I kind of felt like it was 22 degrees, and so that's what we went with, 22 degrees.
Yeah, we wagered 30 again, and I think I remember this as being 23.5 degrees.
And it is 23.5 degrees.
Nice.
Close, Jeff.
So close.
Alrighty, number 3 is gonna roll me. Sushi is a popular food all over the world. Originating in Japan, it was first created to preserve fish and fermented rice. Today there are tons of different sushi rolls, from the California to the Shaggy Dog. But in what century was the first sushi roll served?
All right, again, 20 points on this question. And I thought maybe, more traditionally it was served nigiri style, and they were trying to hide the fish from the GIs to make it more palatable. So we said the 20th century.
Yeah, we wagered 30 again. Calle had said that he thought maybe it was more recent than you would believe, and we were going back and forth between the 20th and the 19th century. Oh my God.
Neal shot his way down south for a quick spell.
For a spell.
Oh my God.
Did you take your Limitless pill, Neal?
I did not, but I don't. Sometimes that happens with. There's so many weird accents in my head, and sometimes they
Neal, did you take your limited pill?
I did take my limited 2 pill, which is where I take a pill and I dress up in clothing from limited 2. Yeah, so we weren't sure if it was between the 20th or the 19th century, and we went with 20th.
So the official invention after Norris seaweed, was in the 18th century, and then right after about that, maybe 2 or 3 years later, the first sushi roll served. So it's the 18th century. Alrighty, question number 4. I ain't the sharpest. Cheddar cheese is the second most popular cheese in the United States and comes in pretty close to first. But what cheese, which Americans consume 11.72 pounds per capita per year, reigns supreme?
All right, we were going back and forth with a couple of options here, again for 20 points. We talked about Colby Jack cheese, we talked about American cheese, Swiss cheese, and then I was like, you know what? Pizza is a thing, and we said mozzarella.
Yeah, we also went back and forth a little bit, but ended up just settling on American cheese.
So this cheese that reigns supreme is, in fact, mozzarella cheese.
Oh, reigns supreme. Yeah.
Yep, and then number 5, tool in the shed. Synthetic diamonds are created using intense heat and pressure on a seed diamond to grow, and these diamonds are used in a lot of industrial applications, including cutting tools. In the 1950s, the first industrial diamond was put up for sale by what powerful company that is still around today?
Well, we know a powerful football team is the Bears, so we said the Beers.
Yeah, we were actually, it was funny, Calle had said maybe De Beers, and then we kind of talked about power tool companies, and I don't know if we were on the wrong track there, but we went with a power tool company, and we said Black & Decker.
So the correct answer is actually General Electric.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's the game. Looks like at the end of everything, Queen Gertrude's traps just did not lift enough. Sorry, guys. But QT's Aussie accent did pull through today to be the cream of the crop with 170 points.
I am the cream, the cream of the crop.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah, you guys had a respectable 140, but...
yeah, we could have gone 0, but I feel like we did really well. We did better than I thought we were with those questions, and we just came up a little bit short, unfortunately. So
gotta do more shrugs next time.
More shrugs. Calle, I know you weren't signed up for this, but now Ken and Jeff both get to dip their blades in poison and stab us.
What?
Oh. On Patreon only, though.
I thought we were just gonna do foot stuff.
Oh. Well, see, that would be a worse pain than a poison blade for me.
If you'd like, I'll load up a shotgun with rock salt and we can get going. But
I'm gonna play a little footsie under the table with Neal in a minute here.
Oh, God. Well, Calle, you were an awesome teammate. Thank you so much for taking the time to play with me today. And and also, supporting the show on Patreon. But any shout outs you'd like to give? Anyone you'd like to say hi to?
No, I thank you so much for having me. I had a blast. And just hi to my family.
Awesome. Yeah. And thank you for listening to the show and being a supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Matt, great game today. Thank you so much for writing that for us. It was a lot of fun.
I'll just shout out to my family as well as my friend Brett, who'll probably be listening, and then my friends Cole and Luke as well, who'll be checking out the episode.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and for your support. For my colleagues in the studio, Jeff and Neil. I guess Matt is somewhere. My name is Ken, and that was Triviality.
It was, in fact, Andy Warhol. It was his painting of, it was like either flowers or roses, but he credits Andy Warhol for the idea of the red bottom.
Oh. And also the baboons as well.
It's more purplish.
I say some of them are blue.
Depends what time of day it is.
God, Neil. Spending too much time at the zoo.
I am spending too much time at the zoo. Like Christian Louboutin, is he French or Italian? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Either way, but let's just pretend he's French. And then he goes, yes, and I was inspired by the baboons.
I was having a croissant and a cigarette.
I heard a ruckus across the street, and it was two baboons going at it.
What accent is that?
I don't know. It was in between.
As somebody who's taken French, that was pretty rough.
It was pretty rough. I said I wasn't sure if he was Italian or French, so it was an Italian French.
Okay.
Yeah.